Okay, someone is waiting in lobby, Dipakshi, 9 rows Dipakshi. I don't know why it's shown there. Okay.
I'm in class only.
Yes, Dipakshi, you are in class, but someone is also written there. Saying, okay, it's fine. Okay, leave that. Okay, so it gets heated very slowly as well, it cools very slowly. Therefore, the temperature near the water bodies, it will be very less variation will be there, very less variation. But in interior, as you move away from the water bodies, what will happen? Land is there, more effect of the land will be there, less effect of the water bodies will be here. So here the land it gets heated very fast as well, cools very fast. Therefore, the temperature variation, difference of the temperature annually or during the day, that is during day and night, it will be very high. So diurnal or the annual temperature range that will be very high in the interiors of the continents. Okay, very severe cold winters and very severe hot summers will be uh, experienced here. Okay. Inversion of temperature we already discussed. Distance inversion of temperature will more discussed when we discuss the question answers as well. Okay. Distance from the sea we have discussed. Now ocean currents. Ocean currents do affect the climate, do affect the temperature. That is the weather and the climate as well. How they are affecting the temperature. As we have discussed, the warm currents and the cold currents we have. Warm currents, the cold currents. The warm currents, they move from low latitudes towards higher latitudes. This is clear. They move from low latitudes towards higher latitude. That is, they are transporting warm waters from the equatorial region towards the polar regions. They move from equatorial region towards the polar region. That is, they are transporting warm water towards the colder region. That is, towards the polar region. So what will happen? As they transfer the warm waters, the temperature there will increase. So warm waters increases the temperature in polar region. Okay. Now the cold currents. What do the cold currents do? They flow from polar regions towards the equatorial region. They flow from polar regions towards the equatorial region. So they will be transferring cold waters. They will be transferring cold water. Therefore, the temperature near the equatorial region, because of cold currents, it will decrease. Now, few examples we can take. Okay, see the diagram 12.5. See the diagram 12.5. Here we have Europe, take it Europe. Then we have Africa. Africa is there. Here USA, Canada, America, North America. Then we have South America. Okay, leave that side. Similarly, here we have Asia. Okay, now see here the currents. Take it. Okay, leave it. Equatorial region is there. Equator. Now the currents. We have discussed the Gulf Stream current. Florida current, those all Gulf Stream current we have discussed. It is a warm current, Gulf Stream. So it is transferring hot water, that is warm waters from the equatorial region towards the colder region. Because of this, here the climate on the eastern coast. Because of Gulf Stream, the eastern coast of the USA, Canada, there won't be severe winter because of this current. As well on the western margin, because of Gulf Stream, on the western margin of the Europe will have moderate climate because of this Gulf warm water. So therefore, in those countries as well, they will have their rain winters that we have discussed. Okay, as well the warm current. Here we have the Brazil current. We have Brazil is there. Brazil current. It will be transporting warm waters towards the polar region. And similarly here in Africa, we have the Somalia current or Mozambique current or here. Okay. And these are the warm currents. 1 minute. See here, this. Okay, here difference is there because during monsoon it changes. Summer and winter, the Somalia current that changes. Leave this time. Hold. Okay. Now see the cold currents. What do they do? Cold current here we will discuss the Canaries current. It will be transporting the cold water. It will be transporting the water. So temperature decreases because of this Canaries current. And here, Africa, we have which current? Peru current. It is as well the cold current. And since cold current is there, we have here desert as well. That we'll be discussing more in detail later. So currents is clear how they are transporting the warm water and the cold water, how they are moderating the climate, or how they are moderating, how they are affecting the temperature of the coastal areas. Okay, in the diagram as well, you can see Gulf Stream is there. Then the Canaries current, that is the cold current. Brazil current, hot current, Venezuela current. Okay. So the Peru current is there, South America, near the Peru. Here we have Venezuela current. Okay. Ocean currents are clear. Winds we have discussed little bit. Winds we have discussed little bit when we discussed the sea and water. Okay. So more in detail trade winds and those also planetary winds we'll discuss when the whole chapter is there. We'll discuss there as well. So here we have the sea, here we have the land. So during the day, what will happen? During this day, winds. Okay. So during the day, what happens? This will be more cooler. Sea water will be more cooler as compared to the land. Land will be hotter. So what will happen? Cold air, cool air, it will flow. These are called as onshore winds. Onshore, near the shore. Onshore winds. Okay. And because of this, the land near the water bodies, it will be more cooler. So the winds affect the climate as well. Near the land, near the water bodies, they will have equable climate. That is, variation in temperature is very less. That is, range of temperature, that is very less. Equable climate or maritime climate, we call it. So there won't be very severe winter or the severe summer. It's equable climate. Not much change in the temperature near the water bodies. Okay. But as you move away from the water bodies, what happens? Only the land will be there, and the winds flowing from the land, they are called as offshore winds. They are called as offshore winds. Onshore from the water bodies, they flow towards the land, and offshore they flow land bodies towards the other parts of the water body. So, but here the land is there. So what happens? During summer and winter as well, we can take day or night as well. So during the day, it get very heated. So air above it will be very hot, and there will be high temperature. But at night, what happens? The temperature get cooled very quickly, and because of that, the temperature, the air above it will be cold, and temperature will drop very fast. And that's why there will be high range of temperature. There will be huge difference between the day and night temperature. As well, during the summer and winter, the same thing will happen. During the summer, we'll have very high temperature. During the winter, we'll have very low temperature. So temperature range, the temperature difference will be high. Okay. So see here what happens. For example, if we take the China or Mongolia, we have Mongolia, China. Here we have India. So they lie in interior of the continent. They are very interior of the continent. So during winter, land get very cold, and because of that, the winds which are flowing, they are very, very cold. They are very cold. Because of that, as they flow, the temperature drops. We are not facing these winds much because we have Himalayas. Himalayas prevent these cold winds. If there would have been no Himalayas, we would have very severe winters, very severe winter, high temperature, very low temperature would have been there. Very cold winters we would have faced. These are the these are the offshore winds flowing, very cold winds. They are flowing from the central part of the continents, very cold winds. So because of these winds, the China is very heavy, very cold winters inside the continents. And near the water bodies, there is climate, equable climate. But interiors, we have very severe winters, as well very severe summers. Is this clear? Okay. Okay, and there as well very local winds as well. Local winds we will discuss later. Okay, first we complete, then I'll give you a brief idea about local winds are there. Like Lu we are having, Kal Baisakh is there. That is during monsoon we are having those, and Foam and Mistral, different winds are there around the world. They are local winds. They are generated due to some local phenomena. We'll discuss that after once we complete the syllabus. So leave that one paragraph. Clouds and rainfall. How the clouds and rainfall affects the temperature. This we have seen during summer, during May and June, a little part of June. We are having extreme temperatures. We are having extreme temperature during May and June. But as monsoon occurs, monsoon that is rainfall. Okay, during monsoon, what happens? Rainfall is there. It lowers the temperature. It lowers the temperature. So rainfall moderates the temperature. Okay, and how the clouds helps. Okay, as the clouds are formed, water evaporates, condenses. So as clouds are formed, what will happen? The incoming solar rays, they will be more reflected by the clouds. So less insolation will be reaching the earth's surface. Less insolation will be reaching the earth's surface. Therefore, cold will be there. And therefore, one more phenomena in winters we used to see. When clouds are there, we are having less cold. Okay, the temperature drop is less. The reason is what happens during these land, it radiates energy. As it radiates energy, these clouds traps this energy. This energy is trapped between the clouds and the land, and that's why we don't have severe winters or severe cold on the. When we have clouds, it acts as a blanket. These clouds acts as a blanket. The heat radiated from the Earth's surface, it remains between the clouds and the Earth's surface, and that's why the temperature doesn't drop much. There is not much decrease in the temperature, and it is retained between the cloud and the Earth surface. Therefore, these clouds act as a blanket. This is clear. So in winters, you have seen many days when the clouds are there continuously for 3 to 4 days. We have sensed that the temperature drop is very less. Or else, what happens if cloud is not there? Heat radiated from the earth, it will be released to the space. Okay. Now, slope of the land. How the slope of the land affects. Okay. Vegetation actually. So, for example, we are in the northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere, what happens? Most of the northern hemisphere. This is the northern side. That is here the pole is there. Here the equator. Okay. Now this is the north facing. This is the north facing slope. This is the south facing. This is northern hemisphere. So that is the North Pole. This side we have the South Pole. Okay, and there is a mountain or any hill we are having. So this is the north facing part of the mountain. This is the south facing part of the mountain. Now see here, which part will have more heat from the sun? Which will face the sun more directly? The north or the south part? It will be the south part. The south facing part of the mountain, it will face the sun more as compared to the north part. You try to figure it out. So sun rays mostly between the tropics they lie. Between the tropics they lie most of the sun rays. So this will be the kind of sun rays. Okay. So either the vertical or it keeps on slanting. As the sun travels from Tropic of Cancer towards the Tropic of Capricorn. Now you can see more direct sun rays. They are on the south part of the mountain rather than on the north part. So there are many mountains in the northern hemisphere where on one part there is no snow, but the northern part it is snow covered. So there is a huge difference in the temperature of the south facing and the north facing because of this. The south facing, it faces the sun directly. This is in the shadow zone of the sun rays. It is the shadow zone. Okay, or it is called as protected zone as well, sheltered slopes. These slopes are called as sheltered slopes as well because they are sheltered from the sun rays. They are protected from the sun rays because sun rays are not reaching this side. Therefore, these slopes are called as sheltered slopes, north slopes. Okay, south faces, they are facing the sun directly, so more heat is concentrated on the south slope. Very less heat reaches the north slope because it's in the shadow zone or it is in the shadow zone. It is being protected from the sun rays. Sun rays either reaches very less or no sun rays reaches on the northern part, depending on its slope, whether it's more steep or not. Okay. So south facing. So see in the northern hemisphere, mainly the farming is done on the south slopes as compared to the north slope. These slopes will be greener as compared to the north slope because sunlight is reaching the south slope. This is clear. And what will happen in the southern hemisphere? The slopes which are facing the north, they will have direct sunlight as compared to the slopes which are on the south. Is this clear? Anyone
Yes,
have
sir.
doubt? Anyone have doubt? Okay. Slope of the land we have discussed, the presence of mountains. This we have discussed. Mountains acting as a barrier, that is Himalayas, they are acting as a barrier for the cold winter, continental winds, that is coming from the interiors of the continent. It prevents the cold winds from reaching the India in winters. That we have discussed. Inversion of temperature, gentle slope. Okay, this we have discussed. Direction of the slope of the we have discussed. Vegetation. Now vegetation, how the vegetation affects the temperature. This you have seen many times. Vegetation, you have sensed as well. So during in summer in Rajasthan, we used to stay below any tree. We used to take shelter below any tree. It's more cold. It's little more comfortable as compared to the away from the tree. This we already sensed. So what happens here? Tree they continuously transpire. So they continuously transpiration is taking place. So transpiration taking place. So water is being released. Every time the vapor is released or water we can say that is being released. And as you have already seen, the water, it cools down the temperature in its surrounding. Therefore, we are having a very less temperature. Wherever the more vegetation is there, there's less variation in the temperature. So in forest areas, the temperature range it will be very less because it will be moderate in temperature. In forest areas, dense forest, it will have less temperature variations. For forest areas, what they do, more the forest cover is there, so most of the heat either it is photosynthesis taking place or the due to transpiration. Due to transpiration, the water vapor is released and that cools down the temperature near the forest or in the forest. So vegetation affects. Now the nature of the soil. Nature of soil. So what kind of soil is that is as well affecting the temperature. So if soil is dark colored, we have already seen the dark color, it absorbs more heat, releases as well. It's a good absorber as well as good releaser of the heat. Okay, good radiator, so we can say. So the clay, the soil which is in dark in color, it will absorb more heat during the day and it will release more heat during the night. So it get heated very fast as well as it get heated more as compared to the light colored soils. See, and other and depending on the moisture as well, moisture content of the soil. The soil which can retain water more will get heated less as compared to the soil which do not retain the water. So for example, clay, it retains more water. So less variation in temperature of the clay during day and night. Whereas the sandy soil, like in Rajasthan, it absorbs, it gets heated very fastly during the day and cools very fastly during the night. So there is a huge difference in the temperature. So extreme temperature we can face the places having the sandy soil as compared to the clay soil. So go through the chapter once. If you have any doubt, do ask. Any word or anything you haven't understood, please do ask. Go through it once. So introduction, heating of the atmosphere, terrestrial radiation is clear. Yes. Yes. See here one thing on page number 1. See page number 103. Here it is written 45% reaches the ground. In diagram figure 12.1, 45% reaches the ground. Page number 103. 45% reaches the ground. Okay. 50% of the total insulation is being absorbed by the earth. So I have doubt with this. 45% reaches the ground. Okay. So this diagram, you leave it for time being. I will verify it once again and I will tell you. Okay. Mainly it is 51% that is being absorbed by the earth's surface. Around 4% is reflected back. 51% it is absorbed. What is offshore winds? See here, onshore winds. Onshore winds flowing from water bodies, that is from sea towards the land, they are onshore winds. And now, if the winds are flowing from land towards the sea, they are called offshore winds. So, how this phenomenon will take place? See here, during the day, land get heated, so air above the land get heated. It becomes light, it rises, whereas the air above the sea, it is cold. It is cold air, so it is dense. As it moves up, the warm air moves up over the land. It moves up in the atmosphere. The cold air rushes towards the land. This is called as sea breeze. That is wind from that. This is called as onshore winds. Now it cools down. This is how the circulation takes place. And during night, what will happen? Water is still hot as compared to the land. So here the air, it gets cooled as compared to the air. It is warmer as compared to this one. It rises in its place, the winds from the land. It flows towards the sea. And this is how the circulation takes place. These are called as offshore winds, from land to the sea. Onshore winds from sea to the land. Okay, any more doubts? We have discussed the heating of the atmosphere. Yes?
No doubt.
Sir, can one explain that inversion of temperature on steep slopes?
Inversion of temperature. Okay. So mainly inversion of temperature take place on mountains. Okay. Okay, take it. This is the valley. These are the mountain slopes. Now see here what happens. So mainly it happens on cold winter nights. It takes place mainly on cold winter nights. So cold winter nights, what happens? See here, it's night, therefore no insolation very coming from the sun. The land here, it get cold. It get cold. Now, okay, the air above it, just the air near the surface, it will be getting cold. It will be getting cold as well, because this cold surface, it will take the heat from the air just lying on it near the surface. So this air get cold. Now cold air, it is more dense as compared to the warmer air. So what will happen? This cold air being more dense, it will flow down. Okay, it stays here. Okay. Now there's one more thing. Cold winter night is the one condition. Second condition is there should be no much air movement. That is, wind should not flow as well. So very less wind movement, or no movement of the air. So what happens if there is no movement, no mixing of the air will be there. So cold air, it moves down and stays in the valley. It stays in the valley. Cold air, it is dense, so it stays there. Warmer air are lying above it. So as we are moving from ground towards the up in the atmosphere, what will happen? The temperature is increasing. In this valley, what is happening? Temperature increasing. What is the normal left? As we move from the surface, temperature must decrease. As we move from the surface, the temperature must decrease. But here what is happening? The temperature is increasing. In some layers, up to some height, it is temperature is increasing. This is inversion, different from the normal phenomena. It is different from the normal phenomena since temperature is increasing. What should be there? Temperature must have been decreasing. But here temperature is increasing. So what, see here. So what farmers do? Mainly the orchards are there. Orchards and those farmings they do on the slopes rather than on the valley. So see here, if we plant here, what will happen? Because of cold, your fog may form, or even the water on the ice veins, and they will freeze and they will get destroyed. So mainly farming is done on the slopes, not in the valleys.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Is this clear? So there are conditions for this temperature inversion to take place. We'll be discussing them in question answers more. Temperature inversion means something inverted from the normal phenomena. Okay, any more doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, what is temperature inversion? Okay, so we can discuss the question answers now. Okay, what is insolation? State its importance. What is insolation? It's the incoming solar radiation that reaches the Earth's surface. Here it is given as well. And, yes, insolation, page number 103, it is given. Solar radiation that is intercepted by the Earth. That is, the solar radiation they are coming. This is the sun. Solar radiation they are in all direction, which are being intercepted. That is, interfered by the sun. So, which are being reaching the Earth, they are called as insolation. Incoming solar radiation. Okay. How does it state its importance? What is its importance? Most of the energy. What is important? Insolation. Most of the energy is provided from the insolation on the Earth, and rise in temperature. Okay, stated importance. Anyone in class? It affects the temperature. It affects the temperature on the Earth's surface, and most of the energy for the life we are getting from the sun. You can search that out. Okay, we discuss first question again. Stated importance. State the three processes by which the air get heated. Three processes. We have to which are the three processes? As well, we have to explain briefly. So which are they? Radiation, conduction, convection.
Convection.
Okay. All three you have to explain a little bit as well. State the various factors influencing the temperature of a place. Which are the various factors? There's those we have discussed. You have to state them. So latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, vegetation, those all you have to write. Okay. Next one. Why does only 51% of the insolation reaches the Earth's surface? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So why does only 51% of the insolation reaches the Earth's surface? This is the Earth's surface. Here, from here, we consider 100%. Then here only 51% is reaching the Earth's surface. What happens to the rest? 49% where it went?
So they are either absorbed or reflected back.
Yes. Either it is reflected back, some part is reflected, some part is absorbed by the atmosphere, remaining which is the surface. Okay. So some part is reflected back by the atmosphere, some part is absorbed by the atmosphere. Reflected and absorbed by the atmosphere. Okay. So next one. What is the effect of latitude on temperature? Effect of latitude. So here low latitudes, and then as we move, high latitudes are there. What is the effect of on temperature? At the low latitudes, temperature will be high. As we move towards the higher latitudes, the temperature will decrease. It's given in book as well. Right? Okay. In the low latitudes, sun rays are direct and have to travel lesser extent through the atmosphere, hence the heat is more intense. But in sun rays are slanting and have to pass through a greater extent of atmosphere, hence these rays lose heat, and so the areas in the high latitudes are not very hot as compared to the equatorial regions. Okay. So see, okay, I give one brief idea. Sun rays, they are more direct, less they travel in the atmosphere, less area they have to eat. Okay. They are concentrated over smaller area. But here, they are more slant, they are being more distributed. More area they have to cover. So it gets distributed, less heating take place, and more distance they travel in the atmosphere. Therefore, more absorption by the atmosphere as compared to the in lower latitudes. That you can write in your own words as well. Okay. What causes the differential heating of the land and water? What causes? Why water get differently heated as compared to? Yes. What's the reason? Even the different substances get it heated. When we heat by the same amount of heat, the rise in temperature is different. Why? It depends on the heat capacity or specific heat we call. Every substance has different specific. Yes. Yes. Speak again, please. Okay. We have the sea. Here we have the water. Here we have the land. So see here the regions. Okay. So here we have the land. Different materials are there. Different heat capacities they will have. Okay. Land is having low heat capacity as compared to seawater. It means that it is having less specific heat capacity as compared to the seawater. Now see what does it mean? Even with the less heat, its temperature wise will be more as compared to the water. So if we are providing same amount of heat on land as well as water, temperature rise on land will be more. Time over. Okay, we will discuss this and we will do. Okay. So for the same amount of energy we provide to the water as well as land, the rise in temperature on land will be more as compared to the water. Okay. So for making the rise in temperature same, we require more energy to be given to the water. One reason. Okay. So specific heat capacity is different. Land is having low heat capacity. That is, even providing some heat, its temperature rise will be more as compared to the water. Second, here the heat sun rays they penetrate through water. Okay. So sun rays they reach more depth. Okay, 1 minute I'm taking only. You remind me attendance. Time over you always remind without even telling. Okay, so more heat is there distributed in the water. It reaches more depth, but on land, mainly only the top layer get heated. Only the surface is get heated. Okay.
Time over.
Okay. Okay. We'll discuss more next time. Okay. Do
Sir,
find out the
attendance.
question answer. I, which company earphones? Okay. I'm using OnePlus now. Okay. So try to find out the question answers. We will discuss them in next lecture. Okay. Do find out the question answer. Do go through the chapter. Okay. Thank you. Let me take the attendance.
Can we leave?
Do remind me attendance and recording of the video always. If you see the video is not getting recorded, do remind. Okay then, thank you all. And do study a little each day. Play as well, study.
Thank you, sir.
And don't play
Thank you, sir.
much on laptops or mobiles.
Thank you, sir.